Hey everyone, my name is Ryan Doble, and today I'm going to be talking about why I bought a decade-old camera. This camera is the Canon 70D. I picked it up used for 400 Canadian dollars. I have no regrets. So first, you may be asking, okay, why did you get this camera if you have a way better camera, Ryan? Like, the camera that I use for all of my business stuff is the Sony a7R5. It shoots 60 megapixels, 8K video, that kind of thing. This camera here can't even shoot 4K. Why do I have it? Well, there's two main reasons for this. Let me break it down for you. So the first reason why I bought this camera, which maybe it's a little outdated by today's standards, is because I want to have a camera that you can just beat around. It doesn't matter if something happens to it, because I'm not relying on it to make money. My Sony a7R5 is crazy expensive. I can't remember how much I paid, but it was like at least like 6,000 Canadian dollars or something like that plus. So a good amount of money was invested into that camera that you're seeing right now to get this picture. Now, you could get close enough with this camera, but if anything happens to it, I only lost $400, not 6,000. That means I could take this around vlogging on some kind of risky trip that I'm going on. I'm thinking of doing like actually this car camping, like road trip type of thing. I rely on that camera to make money for my business. I have a media production company, so that camera has to work. I don't want to take it on a road trip, but this camera, it's totally fine. I don't mind taking it on the road trip, and if it breaks after the road trip, I can still continue to make money with the camera that I use for my business. Second reason is because I want to have a secondary camera, even for use for my business, but it's not necessary. So for example, I was just shooting an event a little while ago where I had to shoot photo and video. One camera was set up on a tripod and it was just permanently set up there, and it was group photos. Another camera had to be used for video. Obviously, I used my Sony a7R5 for video because it's a video beast, even though it is primarily a photo camera. But for photos, I just use the Canon Rebel T6i. Now, this camera has some benefits over the Rebel T6i, primarily huge improvement in battery life and way better autofocus during live view. That alone for me is worth the upgrade, where I could just have that camera set up there for photos, and then I can use my camera and not have to worry about the battery or anything of the other camera, because you set it up, you leave it, it's good. So basically, this is a good secondary camera for my business for when I need it. Now, say something happened to this camera during the shoot, that is totally okay, because I still have my main camera. This is just a backup / secondary camera. I could still do everything that I need with that camera, albeit I'll have to take it on and off of a tripod, that kind of thing. At least I can still do it. Now, I do still have the Canon Rebel T6i, and I'm probably going to sell it. This is a slightly better camera than the Rebel T6i. It does also have a magnesium alloy construction, which the T6i doesn't, weather sealing, that kind of thing, and improved controls here on the back. But if I don't sell it, or while I wait, it's gonna be my third backup camera. So if anything goes wrong with this, that, or anything, I still have more cameras that I can rely on and continue business soundly. Now, many people may say that, oh, the Canon 70D, that's pretty outdated for like nowadays standards. Like, it doesn't even shoot 4K. Like, you're stuck with 1080p 30 FPS. Like, it's pretty outdated. Not really. My last YouTube video was shot entirely with the Canon 70D, and it was even shot using the 18-55 kit lens. And I don't think the quality difference is anything anyone would notice. And moreover, Casey Neistat, one of the YouTube pioneers, the pioneers for vlogging, he shot many of his hit YouTube videos with this camera here, the Canon 70D, and they've blown up to millions and millions of views. So it's not really the camera that you use, and I mean, it is still a professional camera. It still delivers photos that you can 1000% use, and video, it's still totally good enough. 90% of people watch all of their content in 1080p, if not more. Check me on that fact, but I'm pretty sure most people are just watching content in 1080p, and it still looks totally fine. Netflix. Most content on Netflix, most people who are subscribed to Netflix, unless they're subscribed to the specific 4K package, which you have to pay extra for, it's all in 1080p. So if it's good enough for your Netflix viewing experience, it's good enough for me. One thing I did also like is this camera supports Magic Lantern, which means you can install a custom firmware on the camera to let you shoot raw video. You could have a built-in intervalometer so you could take time lapses more professionally instead of just recording video and speeding it up. You can have zebras, you can have focus peaking, all that magic with Magic Lantern on this camera, which is supported. So that is why I bought this camera here, the Canon 70D. I absolutely love it. I think I'm gonna film more and more of my YouTube videos with this camera so I can kind of have a more permanent studio setup. I might get more of these, we'll see, but I wanna have just a camera set up here permanently, which I won't have to take off every time I have to go on a business shoot. So I can just come to the studio, it's already ready to go. I just hit record and good to go. I want the microphones to already fully be set up on it. I want to have a multi-cam experience, which is permanently set up one day, where I have a 70D there, 70D there, and it's just nice and easy. I can do all of that because this is so cheap nowadays. For the price of that camera right there, I could have 15 Canon 70Ds. 15. Can you imagine the multi-cam like crazy setup that I would have if there's 15 Canon 70Ds surrounding me? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but that is insane. That would be great. Anyways, I think this camera is amazing in 2024. This is a legendary camera. So many YouTubers have used this to make content for the longest time. Maybe they even still do. It has enabled so many creative people to do what they love, and now it's accessible to everyone, which I absolutely love. Not only is it cheap though, it is a professional piece of equipment still, so you are able to grow, you're able to move into manual modes, that kind of thing. You can install Magic Lantern on it as well. So yes, it's great to start off with, but it's also great to continue further in your career with, like I'm doing right now. Yes, it seems like a downgrade for me to get this camera, but I'm keeping that camera, and this is one of many more 70Ds to come. That's the dream anyways, to have that whole studio set up. But for now, I'm gonna take this camera on a trip and beat it around, not have to worry about it too much, and my business is still safe. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave it a thumbs up. And if you want to support this channel, please hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a ton. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.